There's a lot of nonsense being talked about London being unsafe for Jews. You must have heard this every day on television, on the radio, in the Daily Mail, etc. I have lived in London most of my life, more than 55 years. I have never felt unsafe in London, and I now feel safer than ever. During the great demonstrations, the largest demonstrations in the West, people are actually protecting the Jewish bloc. Muslim people are very thankful that we stand together with them. The trade unions are very appreciative of so many Jews supporting their work for Palestine. Everyone is actually holding us to their heart. People come to kiss you and hug you. Every Jew will tell you the same story about the demonstrations. I do not accept that any Jew should be frightened to walk in the streets of London, and I don't believe the people who say that they feel unsafe in London. The only times I was beaten up in London, the only 3 times I should say, were by Zionist Jews who broke into meetings and beat up the speakers. This is my experience. I'm not saying it's everybody's experience, but I have never actually faced anti-Semitism or violence from anyone but Zionists. Look, I've been to every single protest apart from one that I missed because I was speaking in Paris at a similar protest. So all the protests were peaceful. They were civic actions of sometimes more than 1 million people with one thing in mind, a just peace for the Palestinians. The rights that every one of us has should be also the rights Palestinians have, to end the occupation, to end the brutalities, to end the genocide. All of us know that this is the most terrible thing that happened in our lifetime, and we want it to end, because this is, if you want, the West fighting the rest. And we need to end it. We need to end it because it will destroy the laws, it will destroy societies. If we just stand by as Israel does genocide, we are implicated. Even the Genocide Convention says that everyone and every state should do all they can to end genocide, never to allow it to take place. And this is what we're doing, and we're doing it together with millions in other countries and in other continents. That's a good feeling. People from all walks of life are walking together with one issue in mind: to end the genocide, to end the injustice, to end Israel's criminal behavior, war crimes. And there is a total partnership between everyone, whole Muslim families, people from northern Britain, Londoners, men, women, children, you know, everyone is actually caring about just that thing. There is no violence, there's no aggression, there is brotherhood and sisterhood. And I think that's very much a London experience. It's a London experience of living together and acting together for something that all of us know and understand is the most vile thing that we have to end. We have to make sure that we play our part in ending this injustice. So the atmosphere has been very positive. Of course, it's not very happy to actually see genocide happening, but it's good to know that we are doing our best to end it. I felt ashamed and depressed about the fact that Jews are committing genocide. My parents were the only survivors of their families in Poland. They both survived Auschwitz. The rest of the families were killed. So for me to see Jews in Israel doing this is a terrible experience, and also it's a terrible experience to see Jews in Britain supporting this genocide. totally unthinking, and it will lead to a growth of anti-Semitism. I have written a lot about anti-Semitism. I have fought it. And for me to see Jews creating anti-Semitism is a terrible experience also. I think it's quite shameful the way British politics is dealt with. The political elite has been totally out of order, actually illegally supporting genocide. No, I'm not just talking about the Tory party. We don't have expectations from the Tory party. It's a party of power and nothing else. And it's now going out of power. But we have expectations from the Labour Party, for example. So the fact that the Tories continued to supply arms and all other support to this Israeli genocide did not surprise us, it just enraged us. But it's even more enraging, I think, to see the leader of the Labour Party not just supporting the genocide, but supporting starvation and denial of medicine and destruction of hospitals and destructions of universities, schools, mosques, clinics, water supplies. Everything that has happened there is a war crime, and even worse, it's genocide, which is the crime of crimes. This is very depressing to see the whole political system in Britain collapsing into illegality and supporting genocide. When you look at how politicians in Britain treated this genocide, you have to be shocked, because in order to justify this, they used the IHRA working definition of anti-Semitism, as it's called. You know, my father and my mother's family were killed by anti-Semites. The Nazis were the typical anti-Semites, and they didn't need a definition of anti-Semitism. It was clear what an anti-Semite is. It's someone who hates and hurts Jews. Now we are told by people like Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak that if we support Palestine, even though I'm an Israeli Jew, if I support Palestine, I'm an anti-Semite. How stupid is that? How criminal, how twisted is that kind of description? There is nothing Jewish about genocide. There is nothing Jewish about ethnic cleansing. There is nothing Jewish about a brutal military occupation for 75 years. These people are not supporting Judaism. They are supporting war crimes and brutalities. And we will not let them get away with it. And I hope to see them in the ICJ in the fullness of time.